How to play Roll and Clear. The object of the game is to score the fewest points. The object of each round is to clear all of your cards on the table. Now let's learn the setup. Deal 12 cards to each player. And give each player 4 dice to start the game. Next, each player arranges the cards in front of them in a 4x3 grid as shown. Players can choose to place the cards in any order on the grid, but once play begins, the cards cannot be rearranged. That concludes the setup phase. Now let's learn how to play. How to play. You can choose at random who will start the game, then play continues clockwise. In Roll and Clear, players get up to 3 chances to roll dice and try to match all of the numbers in any horizontal or vertical row during their turn. If they match all of the numbers in a row, they can clear all of the cards in that row. For example, player 1 starts the game by rolling all 4 dice. If any of the dice rolled match a number on the grid, the player can lay the matching dice on a card to lock it into that card if they wish. Now, players aren't required to lock every matching dice to a card. They can just lock in on the row or rows that they're trying to clear. I'm going to choose to lock this 6 and 4 in this row. Now, I have 2 more rolls to try and get the 2 and clear that row. Let's roll the 2 dice we didn't lock. A 5 and a 3. We didn't get it. So let's roll one last time. There we go. That's the 2 we needed. Now we can lock in and clear the row. When you clear any row, the grid collapses and makes it smaller. Also, when you clear a row, all locked dice are removed and your turn is immediately over and play continues clockwise. Now let's assume all of the other players have taken their turns and it's back to you again. When you start your turn, you can only roll as many dice as your longest row. Since my longest row is 3 cards wide, I will only roll 3 dice this turn. Let's roll. I rolled a 5, 3, and a 4. I'll put the 5 and 4 in the middle row and see if we can roll a 1. Let's roll. A 6, that doesn't help, so one last roll. I rolled a 5, so my turn is over. Now the locked dice stay on my card until it's my turn again. When it's time for me to roll again, I'll get 3 chances on my next turn to roll and get that 1 I'm missing in the row. Now let's assume play continues and it's my turn again. Now I have 2 options when starting my turn. My first option is that I can pick up all 3 dice and just roll them and try to get a different vertical or horizontal row. Or I can try to roll the single dice that I have left 3 times to get that 1 I'm missing. Since I only need 1 number to complete the row, I think I'll just roll for a 1. Let's try that. I rolled a 2. That doesn't do me any good, so let's try again. There we go. I rolled a 1 and I can clear the row and my turn is over. Let's assume play continues and it's my turn again. To start this turn, I still get to roll 3 dice because my longest row is 3 cards long. Let's roll. I rolled a 1, a 5, and a 6. I'm going to lock the 5 and the 1 and clear the center row, and my turn is over. Now let's assume play continues and it's my turn again. Since my longest row is 2 cards long, I'm only allowed to roll 2 dice this turn. Let's roll and see what we get. I got a 6 and a 1, and since they're not on the same line, I'll have to pick one and lock it. Let's lock the 6 and I'll roll again. I rolled another 6, and that didn't help. Let's roll one last time. There we go, the 3 I needed, so I'll clear the bottom row. Let's assume play continues, and it's my turn again. I have 1 row left that I have to clear, and I have to clear the whole row. A row is defined as 2 or more cards. I can't just roll a 3 and clear the 3 card alone, or the 1 and clear the 1 card alone. I have to clear this whole row. My longest row is 2 cards long. I'll be rolling 2 dice, so let's roll. What luck. I rolled a 3 and a 1 on the first roll. The game ends immediately and I win the round. I will get 0 points, and the rest of the players will count the cards they have left on their grid, and they'll be penalized those points. Players finish 5 rounds, and the player with the lowest score after 5 rounds wins the game. That's how you play Roll and Clear.